Your academic department homepage is a key point of interaction with your audience. The new Polopoly landing page template has been designed to communicate key messages to them and also help visitors find what they want so they can complete key tasks when they visit your site. It's flexible, so you can tailor the design to meet your needs. The top section of the page has two elements to it. The first one is the strapline. This is a positioning statement of around 15 to 20 words that summarises what your department does and how it improves the world. So it's probably just one or two sentences that, in a nutshell, will tell people what your department's all about. The second part of the top section is this fact area. This is something that reinforces your credentials. It's a piece of information about your department that sums up your excellence or achievements. It could be based on rankings, NSS, awards or accolades that the department's received. Here we've got UK top 3 for biological research. You'll see underneath there's a fact source field. This can be used to cite the name of the survey or statistic on which your fact is based. This is optional, as you may choose to use the fact area as a more general place for another bit of information about the department. In that case, you won't need to use the source field. The next section of the page that we'll look at is the carousel. This can feature between 1 and 3 slides. If you just choose to have one slide, it will display as a static block with no controls. The colour of the carousel, so that includes the link buttons and the labels at the bottom, are based on the section colour that your site is located within. So for most academic departments, that's currently blue. We'd recommend that one slide in your carousel is used to communicate the best research from your department. It should be relevant to an international audience and demonstrate how your department's improving the world. Ref case studies are a good source for this. The other slides can be used for other messages you want to communicate. This might be news, events, awards, courses, facilities, or at specific times of year, for example open days or clearing. Don't feel you have to have 3 slides in your carousel. A static single slide is more likely to be seen by all visitors to your page. And not everyone is going to sit to wait to view all 3 slides in your carousel. So think about the ordering as well. You'll see that we've tried to go for shorter headlines, a quick sentence to give a bit more context, and then an active call to action on each carousel slide. The labels at the bottom give people a clue as to what's on the other slides and help people navigate between them. This template relies more heavily on having good images, and particularly in the carousel, so try and make sure you can source a good image for each story. If you're struggling, then it might be better to put the story lower down the page in a slot that's less reliant on a good image. With the new template, it's really easy to embed a video into a carousel slide instead of an image. All you need is the YouTube or Vimeo video ID. Moving on to the 3 image blocks in the centre area of the page. The first one we call the study box. This block highlights your strengths and selling points in the area of teaching and learning for prospective students. It could showcase your award-winning teaching, the range of study options abroad, the breadth of your courses, your unique learning environment, special schemes or initiatives, or the excellent teaching facilities you offer. Try and address a student directly with the words you use and say we offer you or study with us and you could. You can have up to 3 links in this box. The links you choose should be the key ones into your main levels of study and then any specific ones relating to details that you've pulled out in the text. The next box is the research box. This should highlight your research. It could be projects, your facilities, or information about your award-winning researchers. In the copy, you can showcase an example of the amazing work you're doing and provide a way for people to learn more about your research projects. Try to highlight research that has global impact and will be of interest to an international audience. The third image block should be used to highlight your partnerships, collaborations, and examples of how you work together with other organisations, countries, and the local community. It could include information on worldwide research collaborations, study abroad partners, outreach work, or any other examples of how you work together with your partners. Again, this section would ideally have the greatest focus on your international collaboration and partners. If you feel that you have little content for a partners section, or that there's another area your department is keen to highlight, you could use this third block to highlight another topic or another one of your strengths. You'll see for all 3 of the blocks, we've gone for short headlines, 1 or 2 sentences in the copy area, and up to 3 links. Again, the images you pick here are quite important, so try and pick ones with impact. When you add an image block to the page, it will appear as the default section colour of the site, so in this case blue. You can choose a different colour for each block from the palette. Here we've gone for orange, teal and plum. The next section of the page is the text blocks. There can be up to 6 of these. They're a good way to signpost key content and direct people to ways that they can complete some of the specific tasks that they've come to your website to do. No images required, so if you're struggling to source a good picture, then this may be a good place to promote the story. Each block is trying to entice people to look more at your pages, so use words that require action, for example, experience, discover, learn, and explore. The colours are set with these blocks automatically, so the CMS will pick you a new colour from the palette for each block you create. Obviously the page will look better with even numbers of blocks, so go for 2, 4 or 6 if you can. If you have 1, 3 or 5, then you'll be left with white space on the page. The final section of the main bit of the page is the bottom slider. There can be between 2 and 7 stories in this slider, and they're another flexible place to flag up important tasks and information and communicate key messages to your audiences. Try and include a variety of content that reflects the breadth of work in your department. Possible examples include case studies, news stories, events, research projects, initiatives, profiles, festivals, and websites. This is another place where you can easily insert a YouTube or Vimeo video with no separate thumbnail required. The final thing we're going to look at is the secondary content area, and for this I'm going to use a different example. This used to be known as the right sidebar, but since the website has gone responsive, mobile and tablet users will actually see this content underneath the main area of the page when they look at it. So that's why we need to call it the secondary content area. All the normal widgets from the current Polopoly CMS are available to use here, but we've also built some new ones. The first is a Study With Us widget. This is a place to prominently point to up to 5 study links, for example undergraduate courses, postgraduate research degrees and more. The links appear in the site section colour, so they really stand out on the page. The Connect With Us widget is a place where you can link to your department's social media channels. The widget displays an icon for each. Services include Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and 12 more. And then there's also a Contact Us widget. This is a space for your department postal address, telephone number and a link to an online map so people can locate your building. There's also 2 news widgets. They're a really easy way to either manually link to your latest news stories or pull in your latest news stories from an RSS feed. These could come from the Polopoly news template, a blog such as WordPress or Blogger, or another source that offers an RSS feed. What we generally say is that in desktop view, the secondary content area should not be longer than the main area of your page.